Hi, I'm Andy Schmuckler. I'm really asking the question there in the title. Is it, should corporate America be required, morally expected, to be weighing in on the side of American democracy and the rule of law? I'm asking the question because I can imagine defending the position that these corporations are apolitical, that it is a legitimate part of their way of being in the world, that they don't intervene. Well, business has never been like that about a whole lot of things. They've come in and lobbied hard for, loosening pollution laws or whatever. So why should they not be expected when something is at stake like American democracy and the rule of law to be doing something as active or more as they are on those other issues to push our political system in the direction of what they prefer, what they support. This is a special kind of issue, more fundamental than any of the others. It's not a law, or it's going to be whether there is a genuine rule of law or whether there is tyranny. It's going to go one direction or the other. Either the law keeping power intact, or the power utilizing its mastery of force to compel the rest of society to do what it wants to be done. It's the fundamental division in human societies about whether the power is going to serve the people or the people are going to serve the power. So I would think that you could make a case that for even economic reasons, corporate America shouldn't want us to become Putin's Russia. I believe the evidence of a lot of places and a lot of times is that if we go the direction that these gangsters are trying to take us, that's not going to be good for the society as a whole. I'm to that. No, I'm not available right now. So life goes on. Um, I think that the American people need all the help they can get to rally themselves to save American democracy. It looks quite possible that we're going to fail. There's a role that corporate America could play if they chose to, ringing an alarm in a way that gets attention, which they've got the capacity to do. They've got the money, they can command the talent, and the American people wouldn't dismiss what they have to say, or at least a lot of the people who need to be moved wouldn't dismiss what they have to say. So I'm thinking that they're right to just stay out of the politics because it can only hurt them to become partisans. If they oppose fascism, they're going to alienate a big chunk of the country. And that's not good for business. This is a time when I think we can expect that the people who have benefited from the rule of law, that the whole flourishing of American capitalism has been buttressed by we are having a society in which the rule of law is meaningfully a part of the system. So people know what they're doing, and so agreements get enforced. They have been the beneficiaries of our general American openness to liberty. People creating businesses out of their own initiative, and the various other ways in which people are free to unfold as who they are, to think what they want to think, to worship as they want to worship. That's a whole part of the thing. And American capitalism has been the dynamic behind it has included a lot of the freedom it gives individuals to make the most of their gifts in ways which create economic power. People like Steve Jobs. He's a product of a part of America that this is part of the innovations that made us such an important economic powerhouse. They're all part of the same respect for human liberty. And I think that a corporate America that understands that they are part of the blessing, that they've been enjoying the blessings of this system that the fascists are destroying. And then step up and talk to the American people in whatever forms that you can, with TV ads or I don't know what the forms would be, but they've known how to capture people for other purposes for a long time. And Madison Avenue can work with them to create effective instruments. Yeah, I'd like to see corporate America rise up to this occasion. But I'm afraid that they're not rising up because they're not just on the sidelines. I fear that though they maybe wouldn't have pushed to get so fascistic a society, they can see how it's going to be okay for them as corporations if it does. This is going to be a hospitable environment for us in the business when somebody like Elon Musk's destroys all of the governmental agencies that used to keep us in line. Yeah, I fear there's genuine complicity that they're silent. I don't know how much that's true, but I think that there's a complicity even prior to this this crisis with the fascistic takeover that's happening. That corporate America should have been a loud voice talking about the need to respond to the challenge of climate change. Not the fossil fuel industry. One understands that that industry is going to be doing what it can to protect itself. I don't think that that's okay, mind you. But the rest of the corporate world, there are a lot of companies that would not be no hardship for them if we took the steps that we should take to meet that challenge, I don't think the banking industry would be affected if we had started 30 years ago acting responsibly about climate change. Corporate America that didn't have a vested interest in blocking our action should have been speaking up to help the American people understand this is a real crisis. This is a big deal. We really need to take care of this because our children and our grandchildren and the rest of life on Earth itself are being jeopardized by our failure to act. There was no such campaign it was just silence from the rest of corporate America. Maybe it's a kind of omerta, if I got that word right, where each one acts in a way that defends the right of an evildoer in order to protect their own right in other situations to equally being evildoers. So corporate America doesn't step up and talk to America about the challenge of climate change so there's this tie between the Democratic Party that's trying to do something and the Republican Party that's blocking it utterly. And we really need to bring in a third trusted judge to say which one's to be believed. And that could have been corporate America, and it wasn't. And it isn't right now. And I think it should be. Be interesting to see what kind of a campaign could be generated to put pressure on corporate America to step up and say, on this issue, we've got to tell the American people where the right side is. Don't support the fascists. That's not what would make America great. It's just the opposite of great. And those people would be convincible, I think, a fair number of them. Enough movement out of the fascist camp and into the pro-democracy camp that it would help turn the tide of battle. We need all the help we can get because it's not clear, at least to me right now, which way this is going to go. Will the courts be able to hold this fascistic power within the rule of law? I don't know what to expect. So we need all the help we can get. Thank you. I'm Andy Schmuckler. Subscribe if you're interested in these vignettes and sometimes systemic views of the dynamics at work in the human world. And I invite you to subscribe, and I invite you to go to my website, abetterhumanstory.org, where you'll find an integrated picture of the challenges that we're facing. Thank you very much. abetterhumanstory.org. Bye-bye.